Cool. Please start.
Okay, so I'll keep this session very relevant to the three lectures that we have covered. So ज़्यादा in depth नहीं जाएंगे. In case there are any questions, we can take it offline also. I'll stick to the slides and everything that was shared. So that will be complete and brief. I'm starting with lecture 1 that we have done so far. Second and all. So, like initially, we started with understanding the difference between digital marketing and traditional marketing that has been happening. Digital marketing ki clear usage पे I am using this mind map so that it's more efficient for everyone. In case you want to refer to the detailed structure, so you can also keep those slides handy, so that it's easier for you. Digital marketing का क्यों use करते हैं? For example, we have precision, scale, and interactivity. We have hyper targeted segment, real time analysis, two-way communication. All of these are the users of digital marketing and why we or companies preferably go for digital marketing. This is what are the strategic advantages of digital? Your bordered marketing, precision targeting, and performance visibility. These are going to be three things that you can remember when it comes to the advantage of digital marketing. Bordered marketing में ये है कि it will be transcending any sort of geographical constraints that you might have. And second is that it will be very cost feasible as compared to your traditional marketing. Precision, it helps you target basis the customer behavior, psychographics, and also the contextual triggers. So, and performance visibility हो जाएगी कि you can go into the details, nitty-gritties of data, where you want to target your ad, everything, and also track it using performance marketing. So this is a little brief. ये भी देख सकते हैं आप. Strategic imperative of digital marketing. Why are we going for this? That it's these are just some numbers. I don't think so. There will be any question around this. But there's a 63% increase in digital growth. Daily hours of content consumed is also 5.9 hours every day. So that's happening. डिजिटल वर्सेस ट्रेडिशन का ये लास्ट है आई थिंक. ट्रेडिशनल मार्केटिंग के लिमिटेशंस क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? दिस इज लाइक हाई फिक्स कॉस्ट, लिमिटेड टारगेटिंग, एक्सटेंडेड feedback loops, and one-way communication. From comparison aspect, these are some of the comparison things that we can look at. One is the cost structure, high versus low entry. Audience targeting is more specific when it comes to digital marketing. Feedback loop is real time because you can track the KPIs of your campaign, you can track the numbers, traffic, website, everything. That's very easy. And content strategy, you can customize for different phases that you are going for. And community building. So it allows you to have a more intimate relationship with your audiences. So in the first half of the initial bit of the first lecture and first session, what we did was understanding this difference. In case there are any questions, I think this is going to be around the pointer of limited, this one only, the visibility wala point. The performance visibility, bordered marketing, precision targeting, and performance visibility is the aspect. Now, once you know that digital marketing is the way to go, what happens then? Then we look at the customer. What is the customer looking for? Or what is the attention span like? This is again the marketing framework that we have already worked on, the IDA framework. Awareness is the discovery phase where a customer is looking for what to buy. This is essentially going to be the place where you target your customer for awareness bit. So any sort of if there's a question कि कोई brand wants to enter into a particular zone, you begin with the awareness phase, build on to interest like curiosity and research, then move to desire and action. This is pretty simple, the IDA framework that we've already covered in Bhupesh Sir ka class. Um, Now, channel orchestration across journey. What happens is that there are going to be different channels on in which awareness you can use all of these channels. Not your just to put it very simply, if a customer is looking, unka first phase is going to be discovery or the awareness phase. In this phase, what you're going to do is you're going to have campaigns which target a wider audience base. Now, how to target those? These are going to be some of the ways in which how you can target them. So you can have programmatic display. This I'll cover. This was covered in the fifth session. So these are the display ads which are going to be very targeted to particular customers. You can bid on these and you can show it to your customers if you want. You can have targeted social media advertising. You can have content discovery platforms, influencer partnership, podcast sponsorship, and advanced SEO. So this is going to be the place where first of all you bring in awareness. Now awareness is done. what else is going to happen? Now you're going to build onto the interest and desire. For that, SEO optimization comes into the picture. SEO optimization, to put it very simply, and for everyone's references, the company wants to be very visible in the digital search. For example, if I want to search for how to look salons near me, right? There are going to be a lot of search results which will come onto the Google page. Now, how does a company make sure that its search is coming at the top? And we call it page one or page two of result. Essentially, whatever brand is seeking, thought leadership or leadership in anything, they want to be in the top three result of the Google search engine, SERP, in case you want to read additionally. So, content in the form of optimized blogs are put out in on the brand website. So you must have seen कि बहुत सारे brands होते हैं which write a lot of content around topics which are not even transactional. For example, if we talk about Sano, so what could be the 16 best ways to groom your hair, etc. These are all topics that brands also write. Now, these are not giving them direct traffic, but what it helps in is it helps you become very visible on search. So first happened here, what you did here was very specific content discovery platform. Okay, you're doing ad. Now, in this interest and desire channel, we're working on SEO optimization. So, whatever content you're putting out on your website, you're also optimizing it basis customer behavior so that you can come on the top of those search engines. So, that is what is basically SEO optimized content hubs. Interactive tools ho gaya, making sure your website is sticky, people are coming onto website and not just moving out. Then you also have social proof integration, matlab having reviews, etc. And comparison content. Now, for example, Zomato versus Swiggy, any sort of content which does direct comparison, or five best sites to study marketing. That can also be an SEO topic that a company can work on. These are essentially just to build interest and desire. Now, action retention ke liye, you have conversion rate optimization. Now, so what happens is now, if you want to see, you can see it in a very simple manner. कि यहाँ पर company wants to break down things in two parts. One is informational and one is transactional. So informational is awareness channel and interest and desire channel. यहाँ पे you're just trying to give out information which can bring a customer to you. Now once that is done, you move to transactional part of things. यहाँ पे, for example, you have action and retention. Now you're doing everything to make sure that the transaction happens. So conversion rate ho gaya, landing page you're optimizing that a person finds it very easy to navigate. You're ensuring that abandoned cart are being you're retargeting them, sending out personalized messages, personalized offer, etc. So this is that aspect. And finally, this is like ensure that every channel is creating a seamless experience. So this is just a very simple summary here. So I think now what has happened is you have understood that a customer is looking, and this is the model in which they're going to be looking. So you have seen the marketing funnel stages. IDA is done. Channel orchestration is also done. Now we look at core digital marketing terminologies. In case somebody has any question, यहाँ पे पूछ सकते हैं, but I think it's pretty simple. Uh, Conversion rate. So I'll just move आगे. Advanced terminologies are also this. Attribution modeling is something that you can skip right now, not that important. Micro conversions are basically some sort of so before the real conversion happens, where the customer is going to give you the money, there are going to be a lot of stages in which a customer flows. For example, there could be an OTP stage before buying, that confirm your mobile number, etc. But us point pe if the customer walks out or does not move into the next step, then you call it a micro conversion step that happens. So these are some terminologies. Okay. So this is again why we want to have all of these strategies in place. So this is just a simple reason. One is multiplier effect. You want to make sure everything is flowing seamlessly into the next step. So digital marketing has to be a multiplier effect strategy, and you want to optimize on every channel that is being used. Cohesive brand experience is something that you want to give. Reinforced messaging. Your all the faces, may it be website, it may be social, everything should have one sort of messaging that should be happening. So cross-channel data utilization. If, for example, you can't target a customer onto your website, is it possible? Can you touch them again using remarketing campaign? It could be SMS, etc. So these are some of the channel को कैसे आप optimally utilize कर सकते हो. This is again very simple. कुछ question आते हैं तो please question. I don't want to go into a lot of detail for no reason. So this was more or less why digital marketing matters. Broad reach, cost efficiency, customer engagement, defining factors for business success. फिर हमने इसमें एक बोर्ड की केस स्टडी करी थी. So वो बोर्ड की केस स्टडी was majorly around how it has been. I'll just cover it here. So it bypassed everything which was in traditional channels, and I'll just cover it here also. So board ki digital strategy was majorly divided into three bits. One was the social media marketing that they were able to crack. You had lifestyle content and this community, that boat heads wala community that they were able to crack. So in case you were asked to make a digital strategy, I think wo to nahi hoga, but if you have to make a digital strategy, you need to ensure that it's an organic mix of every thing that we spoke of abhi tak. It could be social media marketing. How are you going to touch them here? And influencer marketing also. So influencer marketing mean what we understood was that it's a funnel. So you want to take people through awareness, move to preference, and again to reach. So this is going to be something that we'll cover in the next session. But I'm just saying यहाँ पे कि celebrities हो गए, micro influencers हो गए, then you have authenticity and audience access. Then they had e-commerce focus में online marketplaces, own website. These are some of the lessons we had. More or less, this was our session one, guys. इसमें कुछ अगर question हो तो बता देना. Again, one assignment that we did last week was towards the user persona. What are going to be your user persona? If you have to work on user persona, your idea is going to be what is the goal? What do you want to do with this customer? What are the pain points of this customer? And then you're going to craft your messaging, relevant messaging, and what are going to be the channels that you're going to tap into. So effective, yeah. So you'll have effective persona elements. You can look at the demographics of this particular user. What are the goals and motivations, pain points, online behavior patterns. I think ये हम सब ने किया था when we were supposed to make an example persona of a person. You have the profile, behavior preferences, goal, and marketing approach. How are you gonna touch them? So profile, behavior and preferences, goals, and marketing approach. To summarize this particular session one we spoke about digital marketing versus traditional marketing. How effective can your digital marketing be, and why is it so relevant today? Once done with that, we moved to the IDA funnel. IDA funnel, it became very clear that your customer is essentially going to go through every step. Now, every step, you need to touch this customer at every step possible in the most relevant way. So, what are you going to do? You're going to bring into play your channels. Now, channels is something that we covered. Uh, your channels are going to be cohesive. They're supposed to give a messaging which is coherent. And yeah, this is your channel orchestration. ये वाला एक बार आप slide देख सकते हैं. If you want to go through the notes now, you can just go through this one slide called channel orchestration across customer journey. Everything else should be sorted. So you have different things in which you can reach out. First is awareness channel पे क्या क्या करना है. These are your ways in which you can reach out. Interest and desire channels पे you have some other ways in which you can reach out. Action and retention channel, you have conversion, etc., and some offers that you can give out. So just put it simply, information part and transaction part. What are you going to do channel wise to ensure that you're getting the conversion from the customer? Once done with that, channel ke baad we moved to different why digital marketing matters, etc., and case study, and finally the user persona. I think that is session one. Should I move to the next one?
Yeah, please do.
ठीक है, एक मिनट बस. Okay. So I think once we were done with the basic overview of things, we moved to social media. So social media was something that we covered in this particular exercise, follow up from the boat key exercise, that you have identified a customer personality. Now you know what the goal and the pain points are, and you also know what the customer is essentially looking for. Uh, अब इसके बाद क्या होगा? Now we want to move to the next step, which is social media to sales. एक second देना यार, just give me a second. हाँ जी, sorry. So now we'll move to social media to sales. One is why this topic matters. Again, the basics. That we have massive digital opportunity, platform dominance. एक बार देख लेते हैं. Yeah, that these are the platforms that we'll be majorly speaking of. और कुछ नहीं है. And evolution beyond branding. Now, powerful sales funnel है. You have board strategy that we touched upon in the last session. Now, platform wise, we'll be covering the strategy here and design conversion focused campaigns, apply community building. ठीक है. Now, for everything that we spoke of, जो marketing funnel है हमारा, उसमें where does the social media fit? Essentially, we spoke of that everywhere it will flow. So, social media will also come at AIDA के different stages. You will have certain organic and paid strategies. Now, organic strategies में you have costs. Why do we essentially go for organic strategies? Organic strategy can also be your organic on web, which includes your blogs हो गया, anything that you're not basically paying money for. Anything that social media पर भी if a brand goes and posts a particular content piece, may it be video or post, etc., that is your organic. But जहाँ पर भी money is involved, that becomes your paid strategy. These are the benefits why a company might go for paid or organic. Paid essentially तभी आएगा when you want to go for immediate visibility, precise targeting and CAC वगैरह पे आ जाता है ये पूरा conversation. Now for platform wise strategy, in case you're looking for visual storytelling and shopping audiences, you go for Instagram first approach. Core audiences could be these. If you're looking for YouTube shorts, etc., then your primary purpose should be deep engagement and education. YouTube we spoke of कि यहाँ पर ज़्यादातर education focused और how to videos perform well. So if any product can be basically aligned into these two buckets, then we can go ahead with the YouTube shorts first approach rather than Instagram first approach. Yeah, LinkedIn is a very good tool for B2B markets. B2B markets, why? Because this is a very thought leadership oriented product also. Agar in case SaaS services hai, etc., we see a lot of founder first things happening on LinkedIn. So it becomes a very good tool for B2B businesses. And yeah, strategic insights is okay. On Instagram strategy, we have these different content formats. These, I think everyone knows that. These are some of the PCAs. What are some of the timings that a person can use? How to collaborate with micro influencers, etc. And we had a case study of Whole Truth. So Whole Truth का ये था कि they've worked on behind the scenes reviews. We have comparison videos, founder-led content, etc., which gave them a sort of an edge. I will just छोटू से I'll cover this YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. strategies also. Shorts के लिए we have discovery hooks. Yeah, just this. That for shorts, you can just go ahead with 15-60 second or trending topic, quick tips, entry point to longer content. It has been, this also we discussed in the class briefly that nowadays brands don't essentially jump into long format videos. What they do is they make shorts first, or shorts may you have this option of linking your longer form content or just organically pushing the audience viewer to the long form content. So वो हो सकता है. Long videos for depth. You have 8 to 20 minutes comprehensive videos. You have tutorials, etc. And this is one number again. Indian users spend 45 minutes daily to seek depth in these topics. These are some pointers again for reading. यार इसमें तो कुछ नहीं है. LinkedIn strategy में you need to have a content which resonates with the audience, etc. थोड़े formats बताए हैं कि what are the formats in which you can work with. We spoke of Nitin Kamath, how he has made it Zerodha के लिए he has made LinkedIn a very organic channel of communication with its users. So this was one thing that we covered. What are the timings? What are relevant hashtags, etc. I think everyone already knows that. Okay, WhatsApp Business is another tool that we did not cover in class ज़्यादा depth में, but one benefit is that you can have for businesses, small businesses especially, in case you're opening a small gym in Mumbai, उसके ऊपर कोई case study होता है, etc. Then rather than doing your wide-based tools that are available, for example, going ahead with full-blown organic SEO strategy, you can also include WhatsApp Business as your channel. Why? Because you can have very specific product catalog, you can have automated responses. It's very specific to your particular region. So becomes a very good strategy for small businesses. Paid campaign strategy. Similarly, यहाँ पे भी आपका ये है कि platform selection क्या होगा. You can have your meta ads. अच्छा ये देख लो एक बार. Paid campaign strategy is going to be a little different than the organic strategy that you have. Meta ads, etc. Pay you have 45 to 60% of the budgets in case a company wants to put. YouTube, etc. is 30 to 40%. Other platform, this is what basically the split looks like today. Most effective ad types may you have Instagram story ads which have 2.3x higher CTR. You have lead form ads, you have product carousel videos, carousel, sorry, not videos, and YouTube pre-rolls skippable ads. इस पे हमने बात की थी कि क्या skippable होना चाहिए, क्या नहीं होना चाहिए, which sort of ad will work. But this was again in later sessions. And what are going to be your targeting strategies? In case there are going to be questions around how do you target your customer using social media, this is going to be your approach. You will make a person profile. What are the goals? What are the pain points? Etc. Pain points हो गया. उसके बाद you move to the interest of that particular customer. You cover the cities that you want to target as you do in meta ads. Then you also look at the language bit if you can, and custom your audience key if you want to go through the website visitor, etc. This you can make it into your targeting strategies. So this is going to be a second slide, very important slide for everyone to review from session 2 is key metrics to track. This is a very number heavy slide, so I can't tell much, but you should have a fair bit of idea around it. Organic metrics, these are some of the metrics that a brand tends to track. One is the engagement rate. ये 2 to 5% होता है when it comes to bigger, fairly decent sized brands. Not speaking of very small company pages. But for decently sized brands, these are the metrics. Comment rate should be between 10 to 15%. Profile visits 25 to 40%. Link click rate should be 3 to 8%. Or advanced tracking, maybe you can see reach versus save 5% का save rate ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. Watch time and video length 65% तक you'd want a person has viewed your particular reel, and share rate. Again, for hashtag strategy, this is going to be you want to include जैसे BCG framework होता है, same for hashtag you want to bring into BIT, so which is your brand hashtags. You'll have your industry hashtags and also your trending hashtags. The combination of this is what organically you want to go for. Paid metrics में this is a little important. Mobile traffic इतना आता है, ad viewability इतनी है. That's why you want to go for a more of a mobile heavy approach in case of advertising, also in case of any other experience on website format also. These are some of the CPC and CPAs. Please read through एक बार slide में. I think should be beneficial for all. So ROAS का भी देख सकते हैं कि healthy ROAS is 3:1, excellent ROAS is 5:1, and new brand baseline. This one slide I'd request everyone to go through. ठीक है. Okay, so first framework we understood was IDA. IDA के बाद the next framework that we'll look at is going to be your influencer framework, or the pyramid structure that we made. Influencer pyramid mein you have your, at the top lies your top influencers or your celebrities. So why does a brand go for celebrities? It's for higher reach and visibility. So यहाँ पर, for example, if you want to talk about any campaign, a brand reaches out to a celebrity to make the first brand video. After that, one brand video is there out there, reach we've gotten की अच्छी reach मिल गई है. Now you want to go for macro, uh, micro influencers basically. So what happens here is what it helps you with the reach and authenticity of your content. But for mass distribution, you go to micro and nano influencers. This shows the reach of your particular brand. So you don't want these people to be your partners essentially, but just your eyes on the ground. If people are actually buying that particular product. So यहाँ पर micro and nano influencer की strategy आ जाएगी. Now success factors in Indian influencer marketing. Relatability, regional region, authenticity, and long-term partnership is something that is considered favorable in influencer marketing. ये भी कुछ examples दिए थे. I'm just putting it out there. Should not be useful at all. Now, building community and social proof. There are certain things that a company needs to take care of. One is going to be your UGC content. So while drafting any sort of social media strategy, try to include this pointer if you can, which is having UGC content. How can you make users a part of your marketing journey, digital marketing journey? That's going to be one thing. So you should encourage customer shares. You should have branded photo opportunities, feature real customers, etc. So this is one point, that try to include your UGC content in your digital social media strategy if you can. Include your hashtags, branded hashtags. जो हमने अभी बात करी थी, your hashtags are going to be industry, branded, and also the trending ones. So the IT model for that. And you have other community platforms. You have WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, Discord servers. ये आपका basically how can you build communities and be memorable. So this contributes to your community and social proof. So ये Slurp Farm की एक case study थी, which is again I don't think we covered it in the class as much, but yeah, just putting it here. Give me a second, please. ठीक है. Then integrating, एक second है. Integrating social media with your sales funnel. You have so yeah, in case you यहाँ पे ना we also did that activity of designing the wireframe of the business. In case there's any question, what are the non-negotiables that you cannot miss onto the website wireframe also, please make sure that you're integrating social media handles नीचे. So if it's a MCQ, then don't miss out on social media on the website page. This is going to be the simple way to put it. WhatsApp business API हो गया, UTM parameters हो गया. Very simple here. So simple, like I think I'll summarize this. And Soul Store का पहले एक example कर लेते हैं. Soul Store का example, if you have to look at from a brand strategy, it is that they basically started with a fan first philosophy. Most of their content was like that. Moved to have a very organic presence. In organic presence, they focused on Instagram. They had pop culture merchandise, etc. Okay, and their social media strategy was that the content that connects had a very organic presence. In case there's a case study around a brand which is very niche, then try to look at certain organic aspect of connecting with the audience. Then you should also be looking at the community metrics, that how can you create a particular community for that particular brand. Metrics with these: customer loyalty, that right now they have 70% repeat customers. Social traffic, etc. That the most of the traffic is coming from Instagram. Yeah. So I think this is basically session and lecture 2. If I just have to summarize it quickly, तो हमने बात करी थी कि we spoke of ठीक है कि customer is interested, IDA is done. Now how do you bring this particular customer except for the other channels that you were using? Then you comes into the picture the social media aspect of things. Social media pe we spoke of different strategies: YouTube, LinkedIn, with WhatsApp Business, Instagram, etc. There are certain numbers that a company would be tracking, and to track those numbers, you just need to go through one slide that I spoke of. Key metrics wala should be helpful. उसके अलावा I think that is majorly it. We spoke of influencer marketing a bit. In case you're drafting any sort of strategy, you are looking at channels, you're looking at social media, and you're also looking at influencer marketing. So far, that's the story. I think that covers it. Any question? नहीं होगा तो मैं आगे बढ़ती हूँ. Cool, I think I'll move to session 3. Okay, so I think of all the sessions, the only session that needs your attention a little bit is the third session. Should not be a big task. Now you have talked about the digital strategy. Now we'll just move to the basically your landing pages, etc. What is your digital presence going to be like? That's it. So यहाँ पे we'll talk about the website. What are going to be your app basics? ये discussion हम करने वाले हैं. So why digital marketing presence is non-negotiable, etc. This is again what we covered पहले. But your first impression is going to be your homepage and the app. So we speak a little more about homepage and the app. This was one imaginary way of putting it. How do you look at your digital presence? The first thing that you look at is your brand reception. So ensure that everything is there on your homepage, landing page. There's going to be website. You'll have a digital store. There are going to be social media channels, which becomes your virtual reception. You for hygiene purposes, and we spoke of कि blog क्यों बनाते हैं? Bloggers बनाते हैं search engine optimization, search engine discovery के लिए, और discovery को better करने के लिए फिर हम करते हैं उन पे optimization. So blog becomes your important part there. Then mobile experience, because most of the customers are using mobiles and mobile app, and how to capture leads. And that is your idea. Okay, so website primary use is going to be general info, SEO, blogging. Why does it help? Because you will have a wider reach. So ensuring that you have desktop and mobile visibility. Is we also spoke of the point of having responsive websites, which are adaptable to every device, which are also adaptable to desktop. So best for content, brand, and lead gen. Your mobile sites are essentially mobile first UI, fast loading होनी चाहिए, no installations, quick info. Now mobile apps, primary use is going to be login. Mobile apps are essentially for the users who have already signed up on your platform. Only then they tend to really download any app. So this becomes very personalized. That's why you want to keep it very personalized. Helps with retention, superior performance. So it is, as यहाँ पे आप देखोगे यहाँ पे लिखा है कि it's best for repeat users. Repeat users why? Because they've already most organic way में they've flowed through everything, and finally they've become regular using mobile app. That's the flow for customers. So planning your website. If you're supposed to like make a wireframe, etc., you want to move to defining of a goal. What are you trying to do? First is drive awareness. You want to build a lead gen system. You want to have a sale, direct sale, yeah, community building. Now your target audience is also going to be divided into different levels. You look at the geographical location, language preferences, device usage patterns, and tech comfort. ये simple है. And this is the structure. This is what we designed. Your homepage design, about section is, if in case it's a multiple choice की क्या चीज होनी ही चाहिए आपके wireframe में. These are some of the things. In your homepage design, you should have your about story. You should have services, product pages. You should also have a clear call to action. So ये हो जाएगा. Homepage essential is we start with the hero section. That is going to be your value proposition. What do you bring into a customer's life? उसके बाद में you'll have the key CTAs. You'll have the prominent buttons. Ensure that buttons are placed at relevant places. क्या मतलब simple. From user experience, you can't just have one button on the website or any sort of page. So you should have multiple of those. So key CTAs हो जाता है. You should have reviews and responsive layout. Should be simple. यहाँ पे हमने सिर्फ बात करी थी कि किसी भी वेबसाइट के you'll have two aspects. One is the PLP page and the PDP page. PLP is the product listing page, जहाँ पे you'll see all the products that are there. And once you tap into one particular product, what opens up is your product display page. So you should have clear titles, you should have price and delivery promise, whatever is being promised, वो सब होना चाहिए in your PLP. So PLP is going to be your a lot of products listed on that particular product. But once you're moving to the display page, it's going to be very relevant to that particular product. So your CTAs, etc., should be very specific to that product also, if possible. Now your about and contact pages, one thing we spoke about, not go without it. You should have authentic brand story, multiple contact options, and lead capture form. Simple ho gaya. Blogging and SEO strategy is something that we are covering in content marketing that we're abhi session 7 mein jo hui hai. But simply put, blogging helps you drive organic traffic. Blogging does that, then optimization helps you improve your organic traffic also and rank better. It helps you establish expertise, create shareable content, answer custom questions. Okay, I exited again. ठीक है. SEO research tools में we went through this. We have Google keyword planner. We also have Uber suggest and answer the public. Usually brands go for these two, और SEMrush भी आ जाता है. But we covered Google keyword planner इसमें. Uber suggest is also something that we can speak of. Answer the public is majorly used for drafting a lot of SEO specific FAQs. So ये frequently answer questions में आ जाता है. Then you have mobile optimization, why it's important, SEO impact, user experience, and certain best practices. This is very simple. You should not have intrusive pop-ups. The app should be fast loading. There was this one more pointer, 60% of the people tend to drop off if the loading time of a particular website is greater than 3 seconds. So that's why load time is important. Use large tappable button, easy to navigate using your thumb. It should be thumb friendly. And more than 90% of any users are on mobile, so it becomes important. These are some of the tools that we discussed. इतना तो detail में discuss नहीं किया था, but these are some of the things that you should have tried essentially. Plugins में we have Razorpay, Typeform, chat integration. Nothing big here. Same for this. Your website should be ideally SSL certificate wali. You should have the HTTPS in your website domain. It should be data compliant, payment security honi chahiye. You should have trust indicators, security badges and testimonials wherever possible. Speed, yeah. So 60% of the bounce rate happens if the load time is greater than 3 seconds. 20% of conversion loss. All of these are certain numbers again to look at if you want to check out. 70% mobile traffic आता है. I think nothing big here again. These are some of the performance optimization tips. How can you optimize a particular landing page, or even app? You should have compressed images that does not take up a lot of time. The load time increases, then also your bounce happens, and experience gets really fucked because the image will not be loading and content आ जाएगा, even that as a user is a lot of problem. Hosting options we spoke of. Bluehost Pay asked us to make a website. In case you did it, so you'll already have this experience. But बाकी GoDaddy वगैरह तो we've already used. Landing pages and campaign funnels. You have so in case I'll just tell you, if you are trying to capture a user, there's going to be a funnel that'll be followed. What is going to be the funnel like? That first is you'll run a campaign ad. जो भी campaign ad होगा, for that you should have one specific custom landing page. Now custom landing page, because that particular landing page should be speaking the language of your campaign. Campaign cannot be saying something else और landing page कुछ और होगा. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be one very comprehensive feeling or a seamless experience that we speak of. Once a customer is on your landing page, there will be a lead capture form. Lead capture form, you'll just get your details. And once this is done and the customer is officially in your ecosystem, then you should have a CRM integration so that you're not losing out on your customer and the journey is complete. So yeah, pick landing page and campaign funnel. There's a pointer. Then app strategy basics. This is very simple. इसमें कुछ है नहीं बताने वाला actually. Okay, so I think this is just more or less what happened in this session. You start by defining your goal of the website or your app. Then you focus on the user journey. User journey पे focus करते time you just make sure that you're looking at the mobile first approach because most of the people are on mobile. And if you're doing it on website, then you ensure that your entire funnel of the customer's flow is sorted. And how do you do that? You do it by what we just spoke of. Landing pages, ko karna hai, campaign funnel, etc. You need to make sure everything is integrated properly. Then you optimize for conversion. You have to do all the landing pages jitne bhi hai, which are transactional landing pages, should be optimized regularly. You test and improve digital presence checklist. Yeah, you should have an effective homepage with clear CTA. You should have a mobile optimized site, easy contact or lead capture form. You should have a secure payment integration and basic SEO implementation and analytics to finally measure your performance. So pixels also, we spoke of pixels also, which a company or a brand should fire in case it wants to track the user behavior, everything. So this is this. At Zerodha, again, we spoke of how the UI UX is so clean and the CTAs are so sorted that a person wants to come and it's a basic, easy flowing website. This was just one example. So I think we're done with session 3 also. Quick question or to bata do. Otherwise, I think we're good to go.